Momentarily, but for those of you who haven't heard this before, Ralston Park was named after our city founder, Jeremiah Ralston. And he and his wife came to Lebanon in 1947, and they came with 6 children and also a pregnancy in the works. So you can imagine how difficult that was for them. And I don't think any of us, or many of us, think about what it took for Lebanon to come to be. Or we've just enjoyed it. We're here, we enjoy it, we just, you know, we don't think about what trouble people went through to get this going. But Jeremiah and Jemima was her name. There was a depression going on in the East in 1837 to 39. And people were losing their homes, much like what was happening here in 2007 when we had the crash. And so they wanted to go to find something new. Well, President Polk wanted to take over the Oregon Territory. Now, if it wasn't for him, you and I could be English or we could be Spanish. But because we occupied it under the auspices of the United States, we are Americans. One of the things that boggles my mind is what it took to be able to come out here. I mean, when I want to go someplace, I go to hop in my car and I go. And I get there. And I'm all warm and, you know, it's just really comfortable. Well, if you wanted to take a wagon train, first of all, the wagon wasn't much bigger than that car across the street, the red one. It was 4 feet wide. It was anywhere from 9 to 11 feet long, and it was 2 feet deep. And then they put a canopy over the top to protect the elements. Because of the size of Jeremiah's family, they had to have 3 wagons. And they had 2 older boys. By the way, the ages of the kids were from 3 years old to 23 years old. So we know what that woman was busy doing, taking care of kids. In order to get going, the first thing they had to do was decide what to take. And there was always people wanting to help out and tell them, you know, what kinds of things you need to take. Because there's no doctors, there's no hospitals, there are no gas stations, there's not even a place to sleep except under the stars. So for medicine, this is what you're going to pack into that wagon. You're going to have castor oil, and then this part is my favorite part, rubber whiskey, peppermint oil, quinine for malaria, horse-short for snake bites, and I can't find out what the heck that was. I haven't yet. Citric acid for scurvy. to wheels for their wagons, and the wagon wheels were made out of wood. In order for keeping those wood wagon wheels tight, they had to soak them in water whenever they started getting dried out. Otherwise, they would break. They also had to take tar along so that you put that on the feet of the oxen. The oxen hadn't gone this direction either. So, in order to protect their hooves, they put tar on them. And it's said that the Oregon Trail is the longest graveyard in the nation. This part of Ralston's house was behind us. This part was the first part that came flat.
Sorry.
It doesn't look anything like it did then, obviously. But it looks a lot like it did when I was a kid growing up there. When the Ralstons got here, there was a couple of trappers that had a little cabin just to the south of that site right where we were parked. And Jeremiah was able to talk him into selling it to him. So he bought this cabin and plotted his acreage, which was 640 acres. And from 1840, early 1840s to 1850, you could get 640 acres free of the government if you came to Oregon and homesteaded and stayed there a minimum of, I think it was 2 years to get started being established. Lebanon had several names, and throughout history, a lot of us have different names for different things. It's not the thing that it's not always a real pleasant name. However, one of the names that Lebanon was called was Pinhook. And when they were trying to think of the name to name the town, some wanted it to be put Pinhook, some wanted it to be Peterson's Gap, or homesteader out at Peterson's Butte. But Ralston wanted it to be Lebanon, and that's what it became. So it took some convincing to get people to come along with that. But he wanted it named because it reminded him of the cedars of Lebanon mentioned in the Bible, and he was also from Lebanon, Tennessee.
Hi, my name's Alan Collins. I'm the vice president. Gotta get closer. I'm the vice president of the brand new Lebanon Museum Foundation. We're just getting started this year. We're a result of a city committee that is formed a foundation, and we're going to try and get a Lebanon museum built. So we're looking forward to it. So far, we do officially have our non-profit status, just as officially as of November 1st. So today's our 1 month anniversary. And we have a website. So far we're just online. We have a website, LebanonMuseum.org. We have a Facebook page, Lebanon Museum, and it'll soon be able to take donations right on the website, so you guys can help us build and grow. Also this year, at the mayor's house around the corner with all the crazy lights on Williams and Sherman, we'll be taking donations there this year that'll benefit the Lebanon Museum so that we can build it. So that's about all we have so far. We're currently looking for a location, so we don't have a location yet. So we're not ready to take your artifacts and personal items from Lebanon history that may be able to tell a story that we'd like to do. But keep us in mind, we hope to by next year. Right now we are looking for a storage place, so if you do have a couple of offices that might not be in use right now, that we can start collecting and going through the collection and and put updates on it as we grow.
Thank you. Yay.
Hey.
Finally, you see it.
Building that's being refurbished on the corner. When I was a kid growing up, it was a drugstore and a soda fountain. So when it was first built, it was, gosh, I just forgot what they called it. But, oh yeah, it was like an apothecary shop. And you go in and you get your vitamins, minerals, whatever, the doctors say. Upstairs was the mason. Most of these buildings on Main Street are the same buildings that were put there in the beginning of Oregon's history. A few were replaced in the early 1900s because of fires. In fact, when we just came from Lebanon Park, that used to be another dinette that I used to go to and eat lunch with people. We're going to be coming up to at the end of this block. From about here down to Ash Street, that was Lebanon. And like most western towns at that time, you see them in the movies, it's usually just one street of buildings. Well, that was pretty much what it was like here. Lebanon was a really prosperous place. It had one thing that attracted the pioneers to us was that it had great soil for growing, and the farmers from Illinois and Iowa and some of those were having trouble with their farms at that time. So the idea of coming to some place where you could plant your seed in one day and it comes up ripe the second day, as some grocers said, it was really attractive to them. This building here on my left was the original bank in Lebanon back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. They extended from that corner clear down past Kevin's Cafe. In about 1930, I think it is, that they closed this bank and opened the First National. But it was a beautiful structure. You get a chance to see some of the pictures in some of the history books. It was amazing. When I was a kid growing up, this was a hotel. And a lot of the guys that came in to work in the mills, the woods and stuff, would house there because they got room and board. And it was pretty inexpensive. When I was a kid in Lebanon, and you're going to hear this a lot because I'm one of those long timers, we had as many churches to sprout as it did taverns. So you could go do your bad stuff during the week and you get saved for the weekend. The thing with the taverns when I was growing up, they weren't a place where people went just to drink. It was also a place that the farmers came into town on Saturday, which was my favorite day of the week, because everybody came to town. You wore your Sunday best, and you talked crop prices, water rights, all the things that they needed to be aware of for the jobs that they were doing. We're coming up to the railroad, the railway station, and it was first built in 1889, but it was years.
Did it burn?
No. No, they just decided to give me something different. And what is great about this railroad station, it was built so that the farmers could transmit their crops to different parts of the nation and Oregon. And if you look at the old railroad stations in picture books, 99% of them will look just exactly like this one.
Huh.
Well, having the railroad here brings us now to Strong and Sweet Sea. In here they had it started as a cooperative, and it lasted as a cooperative until one of the members of the cooperative bought 4/5 of it, and then eventually he bought all of it. And I used to come here with my dad, and we would pick up our feed for the cattle, for the chickens, for the pigs. And a young kid who lived out in the country didn't know a heck of a lot, still doesn't, really enjoyed coming and seeing these big buildings and how they mix the seed inside to mix the feed. The other thing about this building, let me stop for just a second. Inside this building, this front half was built on later. It's the latter half that was built in the 1800s. It was a really thriving business, and being next to the railroad, it really was great for them to be able to really make the business grow. Inside the warehouse, there are 2 refrigerator cars still there, and I often wonder how you ship all this stuff around in the heat, but they manage with ice and straw and stuff to keep it cold to do that. They used to ship out of here thousands and thousands of turkeys.
Oh.
And if you ever go past on Highway 34 between 12th and 10th and 12th, that field on the north side, when I was a kid, was full of millions of turkeys, like they do now, turkeys. And it was so much fun as the kids go down there, because it was down the end of the street from where I grew up. And torment them a little bit.
No.
We got great fun out of that. But Lebanon was thriving. You know, we had the largest plywood mill in the nation, if not in the world. And this happened, happened to grow and open in the early 1940s, late 1930s, early 40s. And they made plywood for the U-boats. And I've been told, and I haven't been able to find this out for was one of the first churches in Lebanon, Presbyterian Church. I think it was completed in 1912, but it was started earlier. This over here on my right used to be Lebanon Hospital. Once the house there got moved from this spot. Let me back up. That house originally was over here, so yeah. But when they built it to the hospital, they moved the hospital. Built the hospital. Now this is a teen center. And actually, I was born in this hospital. It became a library then, and I figured out that I was born in the reference section, and I still don't know much. But I'm trying. The Presbyterians and the Methodists were quite active in the community as far as making things happen. The first school was St. Anne Academy, and it was in 1850 that it opened. It was a one-room log building. It was one of the first schools on the West Coast. And most of the houses on these streets here were built in the 40s and 50s. Let's go this way. They built in the 40s and 50s. And it was always interesting to me. Kind of a point of pride as a child. My dad thought we were doing this school down that road. The big ones by the library.
Where was the school?
The school is where the library is now. Oh, okay. Thank you. Just a point of information. This brown building over here on my right is Research Mannequins. And if you're one that is a hunter and you see these fake deer and stuff out there, probably came from there. They ship the mannequins all over the world. Donaca House was built by a doctor, Dr. Foley, and he built it for one of his employees. At the same time they were building the Donaca House, they were building the Foley House, which is the one on the corner over there that's the Houston's funeral home now. The Donaca House used to sit over on Houston's parking lot. We moved it over here so that they could have the parking lot. And it was built in 1886, so now you know when the funeral home was built. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Up down, or you want that way?
Yeah, before
Okay.
you enter. That's the.
Alright, so this is some history, you can hear me, right? Yes. Of the Donaca House. So I made highlights of the handout we gave you guys. The history of the Donaca House. The Donaca House is a two-story Italianate style structure. Dr. Foley built this home in 1880, the same time he built his own home, which is now the Houston Funeral Home. He had a successful medical practice in Lebanon and also served as mayor. Dr. Foley built the house for W.B. Donaca and his wife Leona, who in 1886 moved into what is now known as the Donaca House, 1886. The Donacas were in the livery stable business and also dealer of oats, potatoes, and mohair. And in his later years, he was a grocery business with his son. So 1990 to 2016, Sherry and Gary Jones, along with their children, lived in the this house on this property. And in 2016, my wife and I purchased the property. William Bailey Donaca, who was W.B. Donaca, was born in Knoxville, Illinois, May 4th, 1836. His association with Oregon begun in the fall of 1852 after a long and tenuous journey across the plains, he having started April 4th, 1852. Locating in Marion County near Sublimity, he lived until 1862 upon his farm of 160 acres, then moving to Lebanon. He lived on his home farm until 1870, and they engaged in the livery business in Lebanon. In the meantime, running a stage between Lebanon and Albany, he made a great success of the line, and he brought the first mail to Lebanon, thereafter securing the mail route in this direction. Between 1880 and 1890, he engaged in the grocery business in Lebanon, as well as many other business ventures. As proof of his confidence in the future of Lynn County, Mr. Donaca invested heavily in town and county properties, and one time owned 3 farms, one 180 acres of Crabtree Creek, one near Lebanon of 100 acres, and one of 65 acres 1 mile north of the town. Us McElwaneys are the second family to own the home, and there is even a lake named after the Donacas, which has a creek that also feeds into it, and that's outside of Quartzville, in the middle of the Santiam Wilderness. The house has hand-painted ornate plaster, and that plaster matches the markings on the door. Right now you can't see that because we covered it to protect it until we can actually go back and reveal everything and restore and make it sound. Right now if people bump up against it, it kind of crumbles. So there has to be certain coatings that are put on it to protect it. There's also hand-painted ceilings, and we are now finding hand-painted floors. This is some of the highest quality work that was done in the area and time because of all the hand-painted craftsmanship that was done. We're also finding raised and textured wallpaper everywhere, which is pretty cool. And then so our plans for this is going to be a wellness center, and we're going to restore it room by room. Rooms that we know had wallpaper in, we will put wallpaper back to that era. Rooms that had plaster, such as that room, that's going to stay. It's all plaster really, with some old wallpaper over it. But we're just going to kind of go through, restore each room to our best knowledge what that room is like. And then as it stands right now, we're currently working on the paneling, the trim, the floors, and the paint. As you go through, we put up this paneling just as a protective. Still got some trim to do. As the building's kind of getting moist for the winter, it's kind of expanding. And then for the future, like I said, we're going to put new wallpaper, restore all the hand-painted plaster, and put new roof and gutters. Hopefully next summer.
Yeah, good.
Is there any questions?
Could you talk about the designs on the doors?
So the designs, when you walk through the house, you can see the designs on the door. That's some of the hand-painted designs, and it mimics all of the hand-painted plaster and ornate stuff that's been done throughout the house. So it's kind of like their trademark. A lot of the time, certain painter would have a trademark. The wall going up the stairs is where I've had most of the hand painted plaster exposed, and that had a lot of just fine line swoops, just little fine details to where it looks like it's wood, but it's not, it's plaster. So they took a lot of time to do it.
You did all this work.
Pardon me?
You did all this work. the wife done?
No, I don't know. Usually at that point in time, in that era, it would have been an artisan painter. We hire them, and I do this for a living in some sorts of ways, more commercial and multifamily, not residential. And we actually still hire artisan painters to replicate stuff like this.
Thank
So,
you.
yep.
You're not doing all the work yourself.
Here, yes, all of this has been funded by us. There's no bank loan, there's no financing, no backer, no investor. This is just me and the wife. So, yeah.
So is the doorways with the windows above them, is that common in this era?
Yeah, it would be able to transfer heat between room to room. So, since the heat rises, if you get them just right, it's almost like a convection fan. You can get that air moving around the house pretty good.
So can you meander now?
You guys are totally welcome to walk wherever you want.
Could you talk about the upstairs a little bit?
Yeah, let's walk upstairs. Upstairs, you'll see Bannister is definitely one of the features of this house.
No, I don't, but I'm up there.
This is like my first house. Even the bed, the closet.
Really?
Has almost the same type of.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in town?
No, it's over in Eastern Oregon,
Oh,
but it still has it like the original wall. And then like roses, but it's got like fabric on the back.
wow, neat.
Safety railing, but without one we can't go in. This is awesome.
I always see this door open and I wonder why the door is open.
They said this used to be like the stage delivery. They would throw the trunks up here with this platform.
Okay.
And why do they change the door?
It's not gonna be an overnight project.
No, it hasn't been, that's for sure. That's not an overnight project, for sure.
What's the door with the cubby hole?
Oh, yeah, that's the Hobbit hole. So we had haunted houses here for 2 years, and this is one of the funnest things in the haunted house. It's just storage. It's the timeout room. So the story has it, I don't know exact thing. They used to be able to take the trunks off the carriages, put them on that porch, and then you drag them down the hallway and store them in the trunk closet. This has been called trunk closet. I don't know if that's fact or not.
An example, you can put her in there.
Right?
Sherry,
When was this house moved from?
There to here?
Yeah.
I don't know. The Donacas must have owned this lot because we own the front building, this building, and the back building. And so Foley must have owned that, and that's why the funeral home owns that on the other side.
Parking lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
This building that Black Brothers right now, which is called Joyce Weatherly, whatever, right after the town tavern. The town tavern, that's where the carvers would go in and have their conclave of whatever.
waiting for long?
We had a Sears. Cornet. Yep.
Joella's.
Yeah, well, that was one of the, that was one of the special.
Where's the charm store? The little charm shop was down there. Shop at the charm shop. Yep. Moto Day. Oh, Lucille. Yes. That.
Where was Moto Day? It was across the street. Right there where City is.
I think it let us in the hotel. No, not yet.
Are you guys off the trolley?
No.
Oh.
We're doing a historic walking tour. We're listening. Yeah.
There we go.
That was the dining room. Oh, went with the hotel. All right. Good size.
Do they still do hotel here?
No, they have some apartments up here. They're refurbishing upstairs, and we're hoping to open eventually. But it's
Do they still eat down here?
they have special things that have it, and they don't serve meals here. But we've had, when I was working, I made Christmas parties in there, which was really nice.
Yeah.
So the last couple of years, we've been able to go up there. It's really neat. It's a huge hotel. It was 4-story tall. The first 3 stories are all concrete, which is kind of unusual. And then the 4th story was wood, and that eventually rotted so much they tore it down decades ago. But they want to restore all of that, and they're planning to have like 42 apartments. Some of them will be studio apartments, some of them 2-bedroom. They're looking at higher end kind of fixtures like granite countertops and so forth, but some of them will be small enough to have like Murphy beds as your bed and so forth. So they've got some really interesting ideas, and there's like an open staircase, and they plan to put an elevator in, and so it'll be. And there's a basement under all of this too, but it's fairly shallow. You know, I keep thinking they need to have a speakeasy down there. You know, where you go in the telephone booth and you go down to the bar. Yeah. Anyway, they've let us taken us on a tour of it the last couple of years, and it's really interesting. But now they've started doing some tear down for the remodel, and it's not safe to be up there. So.
Will the swallows still come back after they come?
Yeah. I don't know. But this used to be part of the lobby of the hotel. That's what you call it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all.